great to have them back. And instead of normally coming up here telling you about the events that are coming up, we will link to all of that in our emails, or if you have any specific questions, come see me and I'll happy to give you more details. But a couple fun facts I'm not sure if everyone's aware of yet or not, but we just recently celebrated our 3-year anniversary here. So continuing to come, and honest truth is it's really word of mouth that's gotten us to continue to get presenters, to get people in the audience. I even got my nails done a couple weeks ago in Tampa, and the nail tech was like, oh my gosh, I've been to 1 Million Cups. It's such a fun program. So always fun seeing stuff like that. But at the same time, all of us organizers are volunteers here. So we need help from you guys to continue to feed our pipeline. So as you're out networking, talking to other businesses and people, if you think they'd enjoy coming here as an audience member or to present, we'd love to have them. Real quickly, you have to be under 4 years in business doing something innovative and scalable in your field. That's it. If you have any questions, we can help walk you through the process and answer any questions you might have. So if you guys know of anyone, please get and get out of your way. And please give a warm round of applause for Andrew with Newtown.
Good morning. So I'm Andrew Mahota, CEO of Newtown Connections, and I was here about 9 months ago to present my company. We are an exclusive social club for young professionals. So what exactly does that mean? I focus on people who are 21 to about 40 years old. Whether you're new in town or you want to meet people, we're the group you come to us. So Newtown Connections, I started this because I moved down from Indiana about 5 years ago. Moved here for the weather, didn't really know anyone, and found it a bit challenging to meet people, make good friends. So after 5 years, it's taken me to build up my network, get connected to St. Pete and Tampa. I kept hearing the same thing. People keep moving here. They want to get connected to St. Pete, Tampa, make good friends. Where do you go? You come to Newtown Connections. We go paddleboarding, we do brew bus tours, we do happy hours, brunches, you name it. Every single week we're doing fun activities between both cities with people around, again, 21 to 40 years old. And we're different because we actually FaceTime and Skype people to get into our club, for one. And two, when we do these FaceTime and Skype calls, we capture all this data from our potential members. And that's the fun part. When we run these events, we become a quasi-friend matchmaker where I know where you're from, I know why you moved here, where you went to college, what are your hobbies, where do you live, all this data. So when you come to our events, we have about 40, 50 people on average per one of our happy hours. And it's my job to connect you to people who I think you guys will get along with. Whether you're from Indiana, you're from Chicago, you play tennis, you salsa dance, whatever it is, it's our job to connect that. And between me and my team, there's 3 of us. We make that happen at our events. So like I said, we were here 9 months ago. We had 150 members. As of today, we're pushing 450. So we've tripled in 9 months of membership. Revenue, we've gone from $25,000 to $50,000. And really our membership works is that we charge a monthly fee. It's roughly $19 to $29 a month. That gets you 1 happy hour, and then it gets you access to any paid event you want to go to. Or if you want to pay up front for the year, it's $179 for the year. That's really where we generate our revenue. We also work with companies too. We have about 3 companies who pay for their employees to be a part of Newtown Connections, for their employees to get connected to the community as well. So like I said, there's a lot of people moving here to Tampa Bay. If you move here, you want to do stuff, it's November 2nd today, it's perfect weather. I want to go outside and do something, but where do I get those people? That's what we're focusing on now. So, first problem, it's hard to make friends as an adult. Whether you're 22, you just left USF, maybe you're 32, you moved here from somewhere else. Where do you go to make friends as an adult? That's the question we really answer with our events and activities. Secondarily, we're getting requests from companies now who want to reach out to the millennials. My group is effectively millennials. So we're getting requests from companies who want to get in front of us, whether through a sponsorship or some type of partnership where we have all this data from 450 people. How do you get in front of those people? You come to Newtown Connections, and we're working on that sponsorship, partnership right now. We haven't really touched on that yet, but that's something we're working towards. And from a data standpoint, based on the last U.S. Census here a couple years ago in the community, there's 250,000 young professionals aged 21 to about 44. And for us, we're only at 450 people, so we're not even at half of 1%. So with the potential to make a lot of revenue, with with only capturing a small percentage of the market is phenomenal. And what we've seen, we run about 6 to 8 events a month, and of those, about 3 of them are happy hours, the other 4 or 5 are activities. And we kind of become a gym membership where people pay, maybe they come once a month, maybe they come twice a month, or maybe they don't come at all. It doesn't make sense to me, but people pay us and they don't come. But yet it becomes a recurring fee where you pay that $19, it hits your credit card every month, and I text people, I use a texting app to text out people, I email our members, and they still don't come. So that's I'm not saying it's a bad problem, but they're in a loop, they know what's going on, they get my text, I know they get my text, and they still don't cancel their membership. So for us, that's the fun part, is it becomes a recurring fee. We have 150 members, and of our 450, I think maybe half are actually active members who come out at least once or twice a month. So as we grow, we'll start to do more events, but we're not quite there yet, but I'm always open to do more events. So phase 1 we're still working on here is expanding, getting Tampa Bay to around 1,000 members. Once we get to 1,000 members here, we can start going out to other cities. We'll have raised enough capital. Because my goal my vision for the company is Newtown Connections should be in every major city that has 1 million people. And eventually we're working on this mobile app now to raise money for a build mobile app. Is that if you're on our mobile app, you can see any event in another city, you know the host, and from there you can go on and say, look, I'm connected to this host in Atlanta, San Diego, wherever, and run it from there. So right now we're in a capital raising fund mode right now. We've raised $75,000 in angel funds so far. We're using that towards doing some marketing. And we're looking, again, to expand this to other cities here in 2017. So with the help I need from the community is, as we look to raise money, I'm also in the hiring stage. I'm looking to hire hire people for marketing, membership, and events. So that's kind of where we're at today. I live here in St. Pete, and I'm based out of Station House. And I appreciate your guys' time. Yes, sir.
What are the restrictions to join other than age?
So for us, it's a great question. People always ask me, when we interview people, what do we look for? I look for that you can hold an intellectual conversation, and that you're there to meet friends, and that you're genuine. Again, we're not a networking group, and we're not a dating site. I don't want guys coming there to pick up girls, and I don't want you selling anything. I've seen networking happens in our group, but I don't want your main purpose to be there that you're selling real estate or you're selling something else. So our FaceTime and Skype, it's a conversation of, again, why you move here, that you're generally interested in making friends, and that you're there for the right reason versus anything else where I come to a networking event and say, hey, nice to meet you, here's my business card, I'm selling this. That's not our group. So that's my way of just kind of weeding out people who are there for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, hi. How aggressive are you guys going to be with data sharing and partnering with other firms?
Haven't figured that out yet. We're not really, I don't want to go down that road right now of selling data to companies, but we do have all this information, and when people do sign up, you do agree that your information is out there. And again, I'm not selling it now, and I don't think I want to go down that route, but it's a possibility of how can we do it where our members don't feel like their data is being sold and then they're being spammed every day with different companies. So it's
trying to figure how to do a value add.
Yeah, so it's walking that fine line of how can we do it where our members get benefit, but without spamming them, or they're not getting text messages every day from companies who are looking to hit on. So we're still working that out. I haven't figured that out yet.
Have you considered offering some sort of incentive to existing members by bringing a new member to every event?
We've thought about it. We haven't really decided what it is. So if you have any ideas of what would be a good incentive for a potential member to come?
Just like $5 off the next month or something like that. That would vary your because that's probably why you're not getting as big attendance. It's a small town.
Yes.
Seeing the same people.
Yeah.
Do any events include parents with kids?
We do have members who have kids who are married. Again, we're not a singles club, so it is a nice mix of everyone. We don't have enough members who have kids yet to do that kind of stuff, and I don't have any kids myself, so it's hard for me to figure out what's a good event for a family.
Because what you're saying about is how it's hard to find friends.
Yeah.
Have kids.
Yeah.
And your friends talk all day. Like, that's something that, as a mom and my husband, we only want to meet people, we have a hard time being social.
I'll give you my card because I'm open to any ideas about those type of events. As we grow, we're getting people who do have kids.
2 questions. First, I think people would be more attracted if that were the background of maybe the St. Pete waterfront
Yes.
up there. Secondly, so you mentioned you have a couple corporate clients, and because you know it's so important in recruiting employees and things like that to make sure that the employees are sticky to their community.
Correct.
They're invested beyond just the company they work for. What is your expansion strategy for going after those companies, and how do you try not to duplicate what St. Pete Professionals is doing or merge on the other side of the thing?
So it's a great question. For us, I used to be a headhunter recruiter, so I do have a lot of HR contacts, CFOs who I do work with now. That's how I've picked up a few clients. It's getting them to understand, like what you just said, the value add, that the retention. If I live here in St. Pete, I'm connected to St. Pete, I have 15 friends here, I'm not going to move back to the north where I came from. I'm connected here, I have work-life balance. So for us, it's me talking to the HR people, talking to CFOs, CEOs, to say, look, Newtown Connections provides a work-life balance. You pay a fee for per employee, it's roughly $150 to $200 per employee. So for anyone, companies mostly pay about $1,000, $2,000 for 10 employees right now. So it's affordable, and for me, it's just getting the companies to understand it. And from that side, again, it's all about being connected to the community. Because most of you guys, if you're from here, or you've been here like me, I've been here 5 years. I don't want to leave now because I have 500 friends. And for us, we don't compete with the St. Pete Young Professionals or Emerge because they're part of the chamber and they're about networking. They run big events to network. They're not really going out there running the weekly events. Our events are weekly, if not twice a week. So we're more on a smaller scale. Let's do an activity. Let's go paddleboarding. Let's do a brew bus versus the chamber SPYP event where it's more of let's go network with 100 people.
One thought just to build on that. We had a presenter a few months ago who was looking at a non-traditional service for an employer to provide as a benefit to their employees, the way you do. And I believe she met with a fairly large PEO payroll company and talked about these kind of flexible benefit accounts that can be used for. She was a caregiver, so it was kind of a stipend for employees to hire caregivers for elderly relatives or things like that. But I suspect there's some sort of provable mental health or happiness benefit to interacting with other people and things like that. I wonder if there is a path for you to target that area, that it's pre-tax money and it's.
I definitely see that as a big advantage. Like I said, if companies are paying for a gym membership or these other benefits, I think we fall in that same category. You're paying $50 a month for your employees to go to LA Fitness. Who says you can't pay us $20 a month for your employees to, whether you want to go paddleboarding, kayaking, a happy hour, or anything else? I think that's a great point. Something we have to look into.
How do you set up events? Is that your challenge? Is that new events? So 2 questions. How do you do that? And then what's the biggest challenge?
So my challenge is, my friends help me out with my company. It's honestly, I'm a one-man show right now. So that's my challenge. I'm recruiting people, I'm running events, coordinating everything, talking to companies. I don't sleep that much. But yeah, to your point, I have to go out to the venues, I talk to bars, I talk to restaurants. We try to work on off days of the week. So if I'm a member of Station House, I talk to Steve at Station House, say, look, what's an off day of the week when I can run an event at Station House? It helps them out. I'm going to bring 50 people. Usually they comp us, we give us a discount on drinks and usually light food provided. So most events at restaurants and bars, I really don't pay much, if anything at all, because I'm bringing 50 people they're new in town, they've probably never been there. So the restaurants, they treat it as a marketing expense where I bring 50 people. These are people who are professionals. They want to be there, and if you have a great experience your first time at Station House, most likely you probably come back, down the road.
To piggyback off of the question about the chamber events of St. Pete Professionals and Emerge, have you considered the opportunity of actually partnering with them? I know when I came back from college, I wanted to meet new people.
Yep.
So I went into those, groups to network, but I didn't quite have, the professionalism yet. So I think that would be like a great way to partner into that too.
So I'm a member of both the St. Pete Young Professionals and Emerge, and occasionally I'll sponsor events for them. So it's kind of helps us get our name brand out there too, because I found both of those groups as me Googling, Young Professionals St. Petersburg, Young Professionals Tampa. That's how I found Emerge. So I know there's a lot of other people like me who you move here, you Google Young Professionals Tampa or St. Pete, you come across some sites. So it helps me when I do a sponsorship, like for those guys at SPYP. Helps us get the name out there. And then I ask when I'm at those events, like, hey, by the way, we're going paddleboarding Sunday. We're doing a happy hour next Wednesday. Why don't you come out to one of our events? So it is a great opportunity because there are so many people who are joining that group as well.
What kind of companies are you going after for the sponsorships?
Really, it doesn't matter what the company is as long as they have young professionals working there. So really, any company that has at least 10 to 20 people. We do have some gyms who are part of our group that have like 5 or 6 gym instructors or fitness trainers. But for the most part, I go after companies who at least have 10 to 20 people who have a budget too.
So generally local?
Yeah.
I went through your interview screening process when we were screening you for 1 million cups a year ago, when your last presentation was. And congratulations on going this far since then. That's awesome. Thanks, great. I think that as you get bigger, you might want to just start this now. It came to the back of my mind here that those platforms don't make it easy to record those interviews, and I think that you might want to start thinking now, just start having a predefined set of questions and recording those, because as soon as you get big enough where people know that you've got money and you turn down one person, if you don't have that recorded interview to back up and confirm that you conducted a fair qualification of that, it could be a big risk for you, a year from now. So it would make sense now to start with. I can help you. There's a number of platforms to record those kinds of things, but start thinking about now to cover your risk.
No, I appreciate that. Maybe if you have some suggestions, we can talk after about different ways to record those, because we haven't got to that point yet.
Yeah, great.
Just a question. When you look at like meetup.com, it's all over the U.S. for different events. And one of the things that people say when they're doing those events, or even other groups that are trying to get people to show up, is when you make people pay for the event, different model than you, your chance of people showing up is great, right? Even if it's $5. So maybe consider your monthly membership as, I don't know, a reduced rate for these bigger events, even if it's only $5 or $10 or whatever it is, but they're getting something when they go to the event. You're going to have a lot more people stick to it, because once you pay, whether it's a run or event, whatever it is, even if it's $10 psychologically, I've already committed. I got to go. So
I agree.
So the target audience, you talk about the young, and to tie off with what Chris is saying, is I think you got to be careful that you're not isolating yourself, right? Number one, legally, that you're not putting yourself out there, So this audience, you only will take up to an age of what, 40?
40-ish, yeah.
40.
Right now.
So it's kind of a bit censored in a fashion. Right?
And that's by design, because again, I don't have any kids, I'm not married yet, but I think once you get to that stage in life where you're married, have kids, it's hard to get out and have a social. I'm sure other people can relate to that. It's hard to our happy hour started at 7:30 on Wednesday night. If I was married and have 2 kids, I can't make it on 7:30 on Wednesday night because I have to take care of my family.
But you're also at $50,000 revenue standpoint right now. If you could up your audience, look, I'm 57, I'm young in my mind, And you know what? There's no reason. I just moved here 4 months ago. We're trying to do the same thing that a millennial is trying to do. We're trying to meet folks. My wife and I are professionals. We own businesses.
I definitely see your value there. It's like my challenge is I'm only one person, so if I had someone else to help me out and say, hey,
you want some help?
I need some help. Trust me. I need some help to run events. That's probably the reason why I'm here. I need help running events, and if I find someone else to help me run events for a different age segment, I'm all open to that. As one person show, I don't have the time right now.
I'm loving everything you're saying. You mentioned that you have some gyms, they join, so they pay for their trainers to come and attend the event. Right?
Correct.
You mentioned that it's kind of like a gym membership. I run a studio. I am a fitness health person. Have you considered maybe having a fitness membership where the activities were all physically based? Because, I mean, I know people who go to pay $100 a month for a studio to attend 2 classes a week at bar. I just see potential to partner with all the local fitness centers, and it's marketing for them. If you take your whole group to a Saturday morning class, and 3 trainers do 15-minute segments of different class types, and then another event is kayaking, like you're doing the paddleboarding. I mean, I would pay for that just so I'm not in a gym all the time, but still exercising.
No, that's a great idea. I haven't thought about that, so that's something we can look into for sure.
So what about expansion? You clearly have proof of concept, but you don't have time. What's your next city that you want to go after? Are you going to take a jet to go start that city? If you're going to hire somebody, because if you leave here, who's going to take your place? How is that going to work?
Yeah, so for scalability, I need to find a person who's well connected. Again, we're still targeting people in 20s and 30s mainly. Next step is Denver. I have a contact out there already. We're just waiting. We have to solidify things here first. I think once we hit that 1,000 members, we're at making $20,000, $30,000 a month in revenue. Then because again, from a revenue standpoint, our expenses are minimal. Again, I run events that basically cost nothing. My expenses are paying me. That's basically it. And building out the mobile app, but that's more of a capital-intensive project.
How are you going to compensate the person in Denver or somewhere else?
So most likely it's going to be a franchise model. We haven't figured that out yet, whether it's a franchise or licensing. Because again, what's the best for the business? Because whoever starts it in Denver or Miami or Orlando, my trick is that they have to stay there and be committed to, like I am, to building this up. I can't have someone in Denver launch it, they get to 500 members and they quit. So that's what we're figuring out, what's the right way to go about doing it. But it's finding the right people. So again, if you guys know, as we go to other cities, or if you know right now, anyone else in other major cities, whether it's Denver, LA, Atlanta, that kind of fit what we're doing, who want to do this and run social events every week, it's exhausting, I'll tell you that. Every week, setting up paddleboarding, throwing happy hours. So it takes a certain person with the energy and the time, and who has an interest in helping out young people get connected.
So you're saying we, so you said you're a one-man show and then you're bringing up we, so are there other partners?
When I say we, it's me and my friends.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a team, there's 4 of us, they're my friends, I don't pay them, that they put in their sweat equity to help run the business. So when I say we, there's 4 of us, and that's kind of our team right now.
A question I don't ask often: do you have to scale it? Does it make sense to scale it? Because if you think of Wawa there in Philadelphia for 50 years, and they finally came to Florida. I don't know that you're going to find that perfect person in other cities. It's going to be really hard. And then if they do really well, then will they do so well where they want to then break off from you? And it just seems like a messy, challenging thing, because so much of this is you being, you're the business, right? I mean, you're the one setting up the events, networking, pulling all these people. Could you get to a certain scale within this market that you control that makes you happy at the end of the day in terms of how much you're bringing home and the people working for you? Or do you really need to focus on other cities now? Or, I don't know, it's just worth asking.
The focus right now for the next 6 to 12 months is still St. Petersburg and Tampa. But my vision, I hear from so many people that people want to make friends. So I really want to help people. My mission is to help people have a good group of friends. So that's my real drive behind expanding to other cities. I know there's millions of people out there who go home every day after work and say, man, I wish I had some friends to do some cool things with. So that's what drives me is, I know there's millions of people out there who want to get connected, and if we can take our process, take our business model, and basically duplicate it and go to other cities, that's what I want to do. Because again, I'm doing this because I really like to help people first. That's why I'm only charging $19 a month when I charge $100 a month. So I think, to me, it's just, there's a demand out there, and I think once we keep on expanding, I know it's tricky to find new people, but I believe that there are people out there who want to help us.
How do you do your lead generation?
So right now it's really through referrals, word of mouth, and Facebook. I don't have the budget as these guys do, but we spend about $150 a week on Facebook advertising. So we've gained a lot of members through the Facebook leads, but really it's the word of mouth. So our members, they tell their friends, they tell their neighbors, they tell their coworkers, and that's how we've kind of gone from 150 to 450 today.
I think to Chris's point, Andrew, if you're going to expand St. Pete, get to 1,000 members, Maybe do Orlando next. It's close in proximity, big city, that you and somebody you can mentor them to do Miami, Jacksonville, and maybe that'll be enough. 5,000 members, 5 big cities. We'll do the senior membership for it. But I think you got a good program. When I moved here 7 months ago, St. Pete, I didn't really know what the press was like. Went to all these groups. I met friends from doing different activities.
Yeah, it's just something I hear consistently every single day when I'm out networking. It's hard to meet friends, whatever age you are, it doesn't matter. Once you leave college, you're like, I was at college with 30,000 people, now what? I have a job and I'm working with 10 people or 20 people. It's hard to make friends. I can't just sit at a bar by myself and strike up a conversation. I could, but it's usually viewed as weird or awkward.
If I see you at the bar next time, I'll let
I was going to say that.
Okay.
When you say you're expanding, just to jump on this, because we see this a lot here, and everyone says, well, I'm looking to expand. Where are you looking to expand? Well, I want to go to Denver, and I want to go to San Francisco, and I want to go to Boston. Well, those are great. Those are really cool cities, but perhaps you should start thinking about, again, expand to Orlando. You can perfect your expansion plan in Orlando a whole lot easier and much cheaper than you can perfect it in Denver. And you have Sarasota, Orlando, Lakeland, the tech capital of the South, right here, which I've been hearing a lot lately, mostly just from him. And then when you see what that expansion and what that growth is in Orlando, you will learn a whole lot cheaper than you will learn it in Denver and San Francisco.
No, I appreciate that.
So did somebody mention the chamber? I think somebody may have mentioned the chamber, and did you bring that up? So are you connected with the Chamber of Commerce?
I'm a member of both Tampa and St. Pete Chamber.
Because I see that as a perfect road as people start coming in and looking at, that information and selling your services. I think it's
No, I definitely agree.
perfect.
First of all, I'd like to agree that chambers of commerce are great. Second of all, Andrew, what can we do to help you keep this momentum going?
So the biggest help, I'm looking to hire a membership coordinator, an event coordinator. So I'm hiring right now. We have some money. So if you guys know anyone who's good at running events, coordinating events, working with our membership, we're looking to hire people for one, and then for two, again, whether it's Orlando, Miami, or other cities, anyone else who's connected here who wants to help out. Again, we're growing fast, and it's just finding the right people to help out, and whether we hire them or just give us some advice on consulting, and that's the biggest help we need.
Thank you. Just really quickly here at the end, Mary Ann mentioned some of the details in the middle about qualifications for 1 million cups. There's a newsletter in the back. If you want to put your email on, you can get. There we go. If you just put your email address right there by the door, you'll get our weekly newsletter for who's presenting next week, a recap of Alexa's videos of the presentations today. Just as a reminder, tomorrow, now it's up to 5 cities here, but St. Pete was the second.
Utah's not a city.
St. Pete was the second city chosen for the national early voting campaign called Start Up and Vote. It's a nonpartisan early voting event taking place tomorrow in Williams Park at 12:30. We'll have food trucks there, but you can hang out and network. We have now 28 different companies, about a dozen more since I mentioned this last week, all that are basically saying, hey, I'm going to give my employees some time to paid time off to go early vote and network in St. Pete. If you are a startup in this area who would like to join yourself to this, just come see me after. There's no cost or anything. It's just, hey, let's get everybody together, got an out vote, and network some of these great companies together. So I hope to see you tomorrow at 12:30, and then at 1 million cups next Wednesday. Thank you.